What's up, family? It's your boy Prince here with another video on the markets. Today we're going to be going over the Bitcoin daily chart. Before we get into that though, of course, let's jump into CoinMarketCap and see how everything's doing today. So generally when I look at the CoinMarketCap, I do try to look at the 7-day rather than the 24 hours because it gives a better indicator on the health of the market and exactly what the sentiment is. As you can see, today Bitcoin's up just over 4%, whereas within the last 7 days it's only up 1%. Same with Ethereum. Binance Coin within a 7-day period is 2.5%, whereas today it's up 4%. So not really much going on. The only big mover I can see at the moment, Terra Luna, of course, is up 14% today, 5% over the last 7 days. So market sentiment is still quite flat. There's a couple reasons for that. Of course, the market is run on greed and fear. So, when we're greedy, prices go up. When we're fearful, prices go down. The sentiment at the moment isn't giving us a clear direction because there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market at the moment. People are waiting for the bull run, but at the same time, there's people calling for a complete market crash as well. And there's a couple reasons for that. We've got the looming World War III coming, and also a global recession, which is putting a lot of fear and doubt in the market. So let's just jump over to a couple of tweets that I found just to decipher what it is that I'm talking about. So the first one here is from Blockworks. So for the first time, Portugal's central bank has authorized the bank to offer custody and trading of crypto. Now, a couple of years ago, back in 2017, this would have been news to move Bitcoin up by around 10,000, 20,000, who knows. You'd see news articles like this and the market would go absolutely mad for it. These days, you get positive news such as this and not much really happens. So it just shows as well how mature the market is now. But of course, this is positive information. This is positive news. It is indicating that, adoption is here. You've got central banks not only talking about crypto now, they're authorizing the use of it for their banks. So it is positive. And then, of course, Russia is also finalizing a bill to legalize crypto as a form of payment. So I'm assuming what that means is that they're going to identify or clarify cryptocurrency as a fully fledged currency of its own. And of course, people within Russia will be able to use crypto as a form of payment. So again, this is further adoption of crypto. Doesn't necessarily mean the market's moved in a positive way though. And of course, there are a couple of reasons to that. The market is very balanced at the moment. You've got positive news like this coming out, but also, you've got this article here. So you've got a red alert. The world should prepare for the possible use by Russia of nuclear weapons, Ukraine's President Zelensky told journalists. So, when the market wakes up to news articles like this, it's very hard to be positive and look at the market as a whole and be bullish because, of course, threats of nuclear war isn't just going to be bad for Ukraine. It's also going to be something that affects the world. Although I don't think this is actually going to be the case. This is just fear mongering. This is news for the masses rather than the classes. When you see articles like this, it's always, or at least how I perceive it, is it's a distraction. Look this way, don't look this way. Look that way, don't look this way. So this is just an injection of fear into the market right here, and it's causing a lot of doubt at the minute. So a delayed bull run is present, but it doesn't mean it's not around the corner. So we've got this tweet here by Robert Kiyosaki as well. Now, he is the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you've never read that book, I recommend it highly. It is actually the first book I read on finance when I first started my journey. And there's a lot of pointers in there. He talks a lot about assets and liabilities and, acquiring wealth, essentially. It gives you a bit of a blueprint to, sorting your life out financially. So he's tweeted, question: why is today's financial crisis the biggest in the world history? The answer: up until now, only individual countries such as Japan, Argentina, Greece, Venezuela have crashed. Morons, putting that word lightly, running the world have turned the world into a spinning global bubble of debt. The next bust, the whole world implodes. So essentially what Robert is implying here or insinuating is that, so far we've seen financial crises that have been isolated to certain nations, whereas due to globalization now, what is going to happen the next time when this global debt bubble pops is that the whole world is going to implode, and it's going to be a crisis that affects every countries or many countries rather than just these isolated incidences that we're seeing at the moment. You know, hyperinflation looks like it may be rearing its head. At the moment, we're not quite there, but here in the UK, our inflation is around 8%. The US has had the highest inflation rate since the 1980s, and a lot of other countries are following suit. If you look at Turkey, for example, their inflation is up over around 60% at the moment. But to be honest with you, these figures again are figures for the classes. Now, really, if you actually go to the supermarket or look at the price of petrol, that's not 8% that it's increased, has it? It's a lot higher than that. So my thinking is at least 20%. But of course, if they were to put that in the news, there'd be panic. So that's the news side of things done there. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart and just see exactly what is going on here. So I've got the daily up for you. Currently we're trading just under 41k, so nothing really exciting going on. So I am just going to draw this zone here because Bitcoin has found a resistance zone here, and it's also forming an ascending triangle. So I'm just going to put this trend line there. So as you can see, what has happened here, price has broken through this support level, now turned resistance, came down, it's found it again, tested it, down she goes, up, tested it again, here we go, and then boom, it's blown through. So I'm just going to point out as well something that might be new knowledge to you. This is how the market works, or how market makers manipulate price action. So if I was a short trader and I wanted to enter a trade around here, I would have placed my stop loss around this level here, right? Because it's just above these wicks. Gives it a lot of room for, if price did try to retest this zone as it did here, you know, I'd be safe and still in the trade. So price has broken down, boom, we've retested this trend line here, which is now acting as support. So what has happened if we fast forwarded a couple of weeks is that price has actually come up, and if I was still in this short trade, it's come up, smashed through this level here. I'm just going to get rid of this there so you can see it better. It's smashed through this level here, and it's taken out any stops that were here. So any short sellers that were still in trades targeting this level here, because this is a higher low here, this is where the previous support would have been, so that would have been a target for a lot of traders. You can see that they've come out, they've liquidated all the shorts, and then prices plummeted in the direction that everyone was hoping that it would do. So that brings us back into the ascending triangle that we're in now. Let me just get rid of that. So interestingly enough, my theory at least is what is going to happen now is you're going to see exactly the same thing that's happened here, but in reverse. So with ascending triangles, you can plot the technical breakouts. I'm going to use this here. So either we break up to the upside, which is going to be around 54,000, or we're going to break down to the downside, which is going to be around 32k. Of course, that's in line with previous higher lows here. We take out this wick here, take out this wick here as well. So let me just show you that in reverse. So if I am a buyer now, I've put my stop loss just under this wick around here, and I'm targeting this zone, which is a weekly level that I plotted. It's around $60,000 for Bitcoin. So of course, market makers know exactly where retail enter and exit trades and where their stop losses are going to be. So what I'm expecting is to happen now is a violent move to the downside, take out these wicks here, take out any buyers, liquidate all positions. Of course, price then will come down to this level and people will be shouting, you know, Bitcoin's going to 20k, it's going to 18,000, the bear market's here, the bear market's here. And what happens then? Price will reverse and go upwards. At least this is my theory. Of course, the market can go in any way, shape or form that it wants to. It's not our jobs to guess which way it's going. Our jobs is to wait for confirmation and trade the waves. So Bitcoin is crypto in a whole is a simple game of support and resistance. You know, buy the levels, sell the levels. When price hits resistance, sell. When price hits support, buy. So my targets for a breakdown, of course, we are under the EMAs as well. So this is indicating some bearishness. Of course, if we get to around the 42k mark and we find the daily starts hitting the resistance here, the EMA is holding, acting as a dynamic resistance, I will be expecting prices to then roll over. And our technical target, as I said, is 32,000, which is in line with the previous higher low down this side. Of course, If that doesn't come to fruition, then we still have the upside target here, which is around 54,000 as well. So that's it for today. I'm keeping it nice and simple. As I said, trade the ranges, support and resistance. Of course, if we do break down to the outside, don't just trade the breakout. Wait for a break, retest, confirmation, and then go short. And the same for the upside as well. Break, retest, confirmation. You never want to be caught in a position like here where you think this is the breakout, you buy, and then what happened? Price rolls over. It's not smart trading. You're gonna get you're gonna get stopped out if you do that. It's gonna cause you headaches, really. So the next video we're going to do, I'm going to be zooming out of Bitcoin, and we're going to be going over the weekly chart just to give you a better perspective of exactly where the market is going, because the mantra is when in doubt, zoom out. And for me, looking at the weekly just from this, bullish, but we'll be going into that later. So for now, thank you so much for taking your time out to consume my content. Of course, I hope you have an amazing day. I really do appreciate it. And stay blessed, stay happy, and stay joyous. Thank you. Peace.